Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you are well and welcome once again to Allegedly. 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 My people, my people, my people. And the answer doesn't always come from my mouth, but comes from reputable videos, okay? So today we are going to be dealing with Sibiya. He was definitely not convincing in many of his answers.
Yeah, ake ningixeleleni uthini kaloku ulwa namkhanazi ntoni ngosibiya Sibiya.
We saw it when he was basically talking about his entire experience in the 37 years of him being a police officer.
Uyazi umkhwanazi.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Phambili mkhwanazi baba.
Honorable Taula.
And when he was giving testimony yesterday, I thought today it would be better, particularly because you're answering questions of things you know. But oh my goodness, it literally just went downhill.
They are just a separate structure that is running outside the structure.
And like I said yesterday, I still wonder why we have Sibiya as a deputy national commissioner. Because according to what I see, nah. Take a look.
Your boss, General Masamula, deposed a statement in this committee. And one of the provisions in the statement say there was a meeting between him, General Khumalo, and the Minister of Police that declared you a rogue police officer. Are you a rogue police officer?
I've never been one in my 37 years old. I've never been one in my 37 years old in the service.
So you deny the allegations?
I deny that, and they must prove that.
Okay.
So when Sibiya was actually asked whether he's a rogue police officer, the question wasn't necessarily random. It went to the heart of the credibility crisis within the SAPS leadership, my people. It came after discussions that were implicating him in possible political and operational interference, the very kind of conduct that defines rogue behavior. So when Sibiya boastfully replied and said, "They must prove that I'm rogue," that on its own revealed more than just defiance. It exposed a streak of arrogance and self-importance. Instead of showing accountability as a leader, his tone suggested that he sees himself as untouchable, almost daring his superiors to challenge him. Psychologically, my people, that kind of response signals a man that is confident in whatever protection he has, be it political, be it cartel, be it whatever kind of protection he has, or perhaps someone who is very accustomed to operating with impunity. But I want you to actually look at this significant information. The question that is being set to Sibiya actually includes a meeting. This meeting was between Fani Masemola, General Khumalo, and unexpectedly Police Minister Begicele. Those three people, we haven't really necessarily heard a lot about them together because we have always thought Begicele is on the other side working with Sibiya. But if Begicele can also say Sibiya is maybe potentially quite rogue, that on its own says a lot about the person himself, not just about factions or anything else. Because the same minister who was part of that meeting has long been perceived as an ally of Sibiya and his network, rather than a neutral authority. But apparently now, we are being told very interesting things right now. So, but anyway, what makes this question so explosive? Masemola was essentially challenging whether one of his top officers was acting under legitimate SAPS command or under a ministerial and political shadow chain of command. So you have your answer. But my people, let's continue to hear what he was asked as he goes down the cliff of embarrassment.
So you receive a call from a gentleman by the name of Brown Mogotsi, who comes and meets with you in a hotel in Camps Bay. You dine together. He divulges an intelligence information to you, an alleged plot to oust you or something. But didn't it concern you as a Deputy National Commissioner of the South African Police Service that a civilian comes to you as a boss of an institution and gives you an information about your intelligence services? Did it not concern you?
What concerns me is the fact that he was telling me something about I know. And in that regard, I work with information. I've got people who are my informers, I have people who are whistleblowers. I deal with information. So even if I am concerned, the only thing I can do is to either speak to the national commissioner, or where the national commissioner is involved, I'll speak to the deputy ministers.
No. We understand clearly that crime intelligence has got what they call community intelligence. Who take a crime, they use information they get from community members, which is fair. This is a different discourse, General. This person comes to you as a deputy national commissioner, brings an information about your intelligence services, not about what is happening in the community that will help you execute the mandate that you have. So this is different. I agree. It is important that work with communities get information, but this is different. A civilian comes to you, gives you information about your intelligence services. Did it not concern you that how did a civilian get hold of this kind of information as a person given a responsibility to manage and control the police service?
No, it didn't concern me.
Why?
Because when someone comes to you with information that helps your cause, you do give attention to such information. I cannot be worried about the fact that this person is giving me information that is actually saying to me, look over your back. I can't be worried about such.
So intelligence formation of the countries that is lingering among community members doesn't worry you as a deputy national commissioner. Is that what you are saying?
That is the most concern that we must raise within the intelligence structure.
I'm talking about you, General, as a deputy national commissioner. So it does not concern you that an information that is supposed to be in the custody of intelligence services is lingering around community members. It does not confirm. Is that your evidence that you are not concerned when intelligence information is lingering around community members?
Of course, I am concerned if ever a member of the public will have information, in particular documents that belong to intelligence. It is a cause for concern.
What is he actually revealing here? There are three deep issues that I would like to quickly mention. The first being avoidance of accountability. At this point, Sibiya is actually subtly shielding himself from being tied to this network of gangsters or of bad people. He knows that if he acknowledges that it concerned him, even indirectly, he would then be admitting the fact that he had knowledge of potential misconduct, right? But at the same time, he also uses this distance as a protective wall, which is trying to frame himself as an uninvolved person, even when evidence is showing how he was communicating with or meeting the same people that are implicated. The second thing that is a big problem, my people, that is a very urgent thing to try and figure out is the command failure in ethics. As a senior SAPS officer, the idea that something does not concern him, especially when it involves possible criminal conduct, political funding, my people, or operational compromise, that in itself is alarming. It reveals either the fact that there is a willful blind spot where he chose not to act, or there is a systemic normalization they are used to doing unethical behavior, where senior officers look the other way because that's just how things work. And the third thing that I wanted you to also reflect on and think about is his tone. His tone during that part of the testimony, I think it's very casual and it's almost quite dismissive. It gives a glimpse into his ego-driven defenseness by saying, it did not concern me. He was not just deflecting, my people. He was also asserting authority, implying, I decide what concerns me, not the commission, not the boss, not you. This on its own actually does prove the fact that, no man, this is raw confidence. The same attitude that led his superior, Vusimuzi, to raise the issue of whether Sibiya was behaving like a rogue officer or not is what we are seeing now together, all of us in South Africa. So, to be honest with you, I don't understand why this man is the Deputy National Commissioner, and I hope and pray that the suspending must just be permanent and he must be fired, because there's no way.
But if it is information that relates to the security that affects me, or you're just giving me information as a whistleblower, it happens on a daily basis from many angles of the country where you get such information. People on the ground do come across information, and people do report right up to the highest office. They report, they bring information.
Okay, Chair, I think let's just note that the first General Sibiya was not concerned, and on the second General Sibiya was concerned. What did you do with that information?
It's information that says, watch over your back. And then what I did is, sometimes I approach the National Commissioner. Sometimes I did speak to General Kumar and say, I understand there's one of the senior managers who's going around here and saying, when I'm going to arrest your boss, or we intend to arrest so and so and so and so. And at some point, it's even journalists where they want a journalist to run a story that says, General Sibiya's arrest is imminent, and they want the journalist to run that story. And then I have a lot of AI generated TikTok messages about me. So you find that when you Google me or when you go into TikTok, you find that there is thousands of negative messages, or they'll take my message and then it replicates into many messages.
The question, General, was that what did you do about that?
What did I do about the information? I use it to my advantage to make sure that I survive.
Okay. Are you in constant contact with Mr. Brown Mogotsi?
Not on a daily basis, not.
And you are communicating?
I am communicating.
About issues relating to the police service?
No, not about issues related to the
issues in general.
In general.
Okay. No, that's fine. Now, let's pass this stage, in general. Let's go to the letter. I think, Chair, I'm going to this letter. It's on page 20 of the index Koban, page 20. I wasn't happy with how the general responded yesterday, and I thought it's fine. Let me not stress. Let me come back to it today. Here, there is an issue about confiscation of Vusimuzi Matlala phone and a cracking of WhatsApp conversations of Vusimuzi Matlala. It is established there that there is a constant communication between Mr. Matlala and Mr. Mogotsi. It's not between you and them. 2, in this communication, Mr. Mogotsi, the one you had breakfast with, alleges that he has the message reads like this: I have arranged a meeting for Sibiya and the minister. They must have a solution. And it goes down and say the test team that came to your house and harassed you have been dissolved. So this is a chronological order of the messages between the two. But in that there is confirmation of a person you considered in this meeting that you have had a breakfast with. He says, the person, your breakfast person says, I have arranged a meeting for Sibiya and the minister. He goes back down and talk about the dissolution of the PKTT. So this is my question. Has Mr. Matlala and Mr. Mogotsi influenced the dissolution of the PKTT, as it has been alleged by both the two witnesses that appeared before us? 2, do you have a direct relationship with Mr. Mogotsi and Mr. Matlala? 3, was there a meeting arranged between yourself, the minister, Mr. Mogotsi, Mr. Matlala, on the dissolution of the PKTT? We're saying, there is your name dropped there, that I have arranged a meeting with Sibiya and the minister. So has there been a meeting arranged between you, the minister, Mr. Matlala, and Mr. Mogotsi to discuss the...
Never.
Okay.
There was never such a meeting.
Okay. When did you have breakfast again with Mr. Mogotsi?
I think it was on the 8th of
January.
Of January.
2025.
Yeah, Chair, I may be wrong. He came for the 8th of January meeting. And I take it that it was in the morning. But normally, because of we are working as the South African police, we would wake up early and be on the ground. So I don't know whether it could be before or that, but it did come, I confirm, we met.
When did SAPS raid Mr. Matlala's homestead and confiscate his phone?
They say it's on the 6th.
Of
December. That's what I read in the statement.
of December
Yeah.
last year.
It was on the 6th of December because in one of the statements that I read, it says it was the raid of the 6th of December that led to the beginning of the disbandment of the
Okay.
task.
When did Mr. Matlala get arrested? In your knowledge?
Far deep in May
This year.
this year.
So the breakfast dates the arrest and these messages. These messages are taken on the basis of the arrest and confiscation. I'm asking, okay, where are the 21 dockets, 121 dockets?
Where are they?
Now, yes.
They are
I'm asking from the custodian now.
They are I take it that they will be with the political killing task team project manager.
Why were they taken?
They were taken, brought by them to be taken to where they needed to be taken to.
Why were they taken?
They were taken, brought by them to be taken to where they needed to be taken to, which is the specialized unit, murder and robbery unit, which is mandated to investigate political killing task team. Those political, that what they are investigating as a task team, in fact, belongs to murder and robbery unit. They are just a separate structure that is running outside the structure. They are just a separate structure that is running outside the structure.
Okay, General, you have just confirmed with us now that the political killings task team is up and running. If that's the case, why were 121 dockets taken from the political killings task team that is up and running?
Chair, a decision was taken to disband immediately. And the political killing task team project manager did say that this political killing task team have achieved the purpose for which it was intended for. To stabilize and to fight the killings of the politicians and your traditional leaders and others. Now, when you look at the map, I wish we could display the map. If it's doable, Chair, that what was presented in to be able to see how they've stabilized. I don't know, Chair, evidence leader, that is it possible to put that document that shows how they have stabilized, all of them green, and then that in fact it shows 1-1, and they said only eThekwini district is the one that.
Yeah, kakeni ngixeleleni uthini kaloku? Ulwa namkhanazi. Ntoni ngoSibiya? Sibiya. Where's Sibiya? There was a character called Sibiya emzini weinsizwe. Dawa njalo. Sibiya. Uthini mbondini? Uthini uSibiya bantwana benu? Khakeni ngixelele uthini uSibiya? Yeah, I met him 4 times. I have nothing to do with it. Mawe. Meeting him to do what? Ayizoshala out. Ziyeza ezi parliament ziyazomngena.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Oh, allegedly. My people, my people, my people.